Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chats with Children. I hope you're safe and well. Today, I'm delighted to be catching up with Sherma Ellis Daal, who is the brand director for, I was calling it CPHI, but I've just been corrected. It's actually CPHI Barcelona and also known as CPHI Europe, which was held recently in Barcelona
Hmm.
on October the 24th and 26th. And if you went, you will know it was a fantastic event. And I'm not just saying that was Sherma's in front of me. I'm saying it was a fantastic event. But I never got a chance to catch up with Sherma at the event to get a review of how the show had gone. So we thought we'd do it now over Zoom. So Sherma, first of all, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
I am well. Lovely seeing you again. We did catch each other on the show floor, but very briefly. I know you were also quite busy. But yeah, I'm well. I'm really happy. Still on a high from the event.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. An amazing event, exceeded all of our expectations. So just super excited and delighted that it went so well.
Fantastic. Well, I'm glad to see that you've recovered because it was a huge event. Now, for viewers who weren't there, and obviously I was, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this were there, but for people who have never been to CPHI before, and particularly uh, the European event, can you give us a quick overview of the event in terms of what its purpose is, first of all, and how many exhibitors? We'll talk about numbers in a minute in terms of visitors and stuff, but in terms of exhibitors and also what sort of content was.
Yeah, so CPHI is the largest gathering of pharmaceutical within the pharmaceutical network. So we cover the whole supply chain from ingredients to packaging to finished dosage formulations, everything you name it, you can find it under the CPHI roof. We have content sessions, of course, happening within the show floor. This year we had a lot of new features as well, such as startups. That was a key area and a key feature that we had that we launched this year. And CPHI Europe has been quite successful over the years, and we have over 1,800 exhibitors at the present moment that exhibited in CPHI.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then, in fact, you had, I know I went to Hall 8, but you had 8 halls in total, didn't you?
Nine. So Hall
No.
8 had two levels.
Oh,
So
right. Well, sorry.
yes.
I'm putting it down 9 hall. And in fact, and I
Nine.
know Hall 8, which had the 2 levels, that was actually added on, wasn't it, due to demand?
Yes, it was added on. So especially when China opened up, we had a waiting list, and then China opened up, and then our waiting list exploded, and we were like, okay, we have to open up another hall. So that's where Hall 8 came into play. And it was the best decision ever. It was packed. Yeah, so each hall was fully occupied, and we really we took advantage of every available space that the venue can give us.
No, I know you did. And it's very well laid out, actually, I have to say, because having been to Frankfurt, which is a great venue, I don't want to knock Frankfurt at all, but it's such a spaced out venue, whereas Barcelona event, they were a lot closer to the hall, so it's a lot easier to get to, except for Hall 8, obviously, which was a bit of a trek.
Right.
But it was a very scenic route, though, to go through
It
with the
was.
gardens either side and so on.
Oh, that was my favorite part. It was lovely. Like Frankfurt, love Frankfurt. But it's a kind of a campus feel, right? And then Barcelona, it's central. We call it kind of like the spine in the middle, so you can walk down that hall, kind of walkway and get to all of the halls easily. And then the gardens and the weather was perfect. So that was our only thing. We were like, the weather has to be great. And the weather was perfect. So seeing people in the garden, sunglasses, with their laptop, working, during the breaks or having lunch with colleagues outside. That's part of a beautiful experience. So it really, I really enjoyed the gardens, and the weather, thankfully, was on our side.
Now, as well as the event itself, as you said, you had a lot of new content in there. So, what's the feedback been from people to the new content? Because obviously, ultimately, it's about getting people together and doing business, but you've added a lot more content to it in terms of trying to engage other people at the event. So,
Right.
what's the feedback to that different content? You mentioned the startup zone, for example. I know that did well,
Yeah.
but what about some of the other areas?
The content went phenomenally well. So yeah, I know you've had a session with Tara as well, our
I
content
did.
director. But it all of the sessions were packed. There were people sitting in the middle in the aisles, actually, sitting on the floor trying to get in. It was I mean, yeah, again, exceeded our expectations, and it just speaks to the level of content that we're offering, that people want to see it. Oftentimes we've been told that, you know, they don't have time for content. Of course, they want it there. They want to ensure that we are delivering content, but because a meeting might happen, they always maybe might prioritize that, a business meeting, over attending one of the sessions.
Sure.
But in this case, we saw the opposite. People prioritize content sessions as well. It was just as much as a priority as attending a business meeting. So seeing, you know, all of the pack halls, but then also walking into the content rooms and seeing people on the floor, people trying to get in. We had to shut down doors after a while. It's great. And, you know, we will build upon that and expand upon that and ensure there's more than enough seating in years to come.
Fantastic. And you also had the awards, didn't you, which you announced the various winners on the night of the first day. So again, what was the feedback to the awards, and what are your plans going forward in relation to the awards as well?
Yeah, the awards. So that's a great one that we've also seen grow throughout the years, right? We used to have a partnership, and as of last year, we had the awards on site as well. This year as well, we had the awards on site where we announced the winners. So the first half of the kind of the networking party, we're calling it, is the awards. And then the second half, more of a party session. And that was great. It was well attended. You can see everyone so excited, and you know, when they're screaming when their company won. That was also really nice. And then a celebration afterwards. And we had a party, we had a band, and exhibitors really got to party, network with each other. So it is something we're going to, of course, continue to build upon next year. It's getting difficult to keep it on site with the numbers that we are expecting. And when you're using all of the venue, you know, to
Sure.
host an awards day as well, it becomes difficult. But yeah, our exhibitors, sometimes it's difficult to now travel to another place, but we're trying to find the most suitable solution as well in the future.
Fantastic. Now, I know a lot of people want to go, well, actually, this is all great, but how did CPHI Barcelona do compared to other events in terms of numbers? I'm sure there'll be exhibitors watching this now going, yeah, this is great, but I want to know how many people actually came through the door. So how many people did attend this year's CPHI Worldwide, and how does it compare to other events?
Well, record breaking. This is the first year we've had so many visitors. So we had over 52,000 attendees at our event this year. So this is record breaking for CPHI. CPHI is always well attended, and we've never, when it comes to the visitor attendee front, we don't receive much feedback or complaints on that, you know. So to this year to go over and beyond what we were expecting at 52,000 people. We are just delighted. It's also scary because, you know, we have to build upon that and top that off even more. So that's the scary bit, but we will worry about that later. But yeah, we had over 52,000 people in Barcelona that came to the event, that was on site, that was having business meetings, meeting with their networks, partnering, visiting content sessions. So yeah, we were delighted to see such numbers. It was amazing watching the crowds come in. So I stand by the south entrance and see them come in. It was phenomenal.
And how does that compare to, say, last year's event in Frankfurt?
Yeah, so in Frankfurt, we had over 40,000
So it's a
attendees.
big jump then,
It's a
exactly.
big jump. And I mean, of course, you can see that like last year, for example, China wasn't open as yet. So of course that played a huge role with China being open as again. We know that that also came in. I think especially on the international numbers, we saw a spike there, not only from China, from the other countries as well, because they were able to plan. Um, Even though, you know, COVID restrictions has been lifted for a while, not everyone was able to travel as freely as they wanted to. And sometimes, especially on the visa embassies, it was really difficult for a lot of people to get their visas and appointments on time. So this year, internationally, China opens, embassies are more or less back to normal, so they can handle the volumes now. So we saw that spike in numbers. And I think for sure CPHI is back and even better than it ever was.
Fantastic. Now let's look ahead to next year then. So next year it's in Milan.
Yeah.
So what are the dates for next year?
Next year we will be in Milan on October 8th to 10th.
Right. Well, there you go, viewers. So make sure you book your diary in for that now. Um, And looking ahead now, we're talking off camera about some of the other events that you're responsible for, and we're talking about CPHI Middle East. So for people, again, you mentioned CPHI, and we did a quick intro on CPHI, but in terms of the portfolio of brands that you have and different shows you've got, give us a quick overview of the different CPHI events, and let's talk a bit more about your new event, which is coming up in December as well.
Yeah, so CPHI, we have so many events. We have over 8 events. So we do have events in China, India, Japan, Southeast Asia, North America. Oh my goodness, I hope I don't leave any of them out, which I am. We have PharmaPack, which is in association with a CPHI. So that's our packaging focused event in Paris. Yeah, so within CPHI, we try to cover the full global scale
Sure.
of the pharma industry, and we are relaunching CPHI Middle East in Saudi Arabia. I'm actually going there this Sunday to take a look at one of the other shows happening, Black Cats, and take a look at the venues. But we are so excited and delighted to move into the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Fantastic. And when is that show in Saudi?
Yeah, so it's going to be in December. So it is in December 10th to 12th, 2024. You could definitely check it out on our website as well, where we'll have more information within the next coming weeks. We are expected to go live with our selling of the exhibition floor within the next month. So definitely take a look at either our social media pages or as well as our website, where you can get more information about the launch of CPHI Middle East.
Fantastic. And we didn't even practice that. So that's really good the way you said that. That's good. So,
I guess we're speaking of it every single day. So I'm like, these things are planted, embedded in my brain.
right. So, Sherma, final question for you is that looking ahead, though, what can we expect to see from CPHI in 2024 with the brand? Because obviously, you've already said you're launching a brand new brand in terms of Saudi Arabia. But what can we expect to see from Informa Markets in relation to CPHI worldwide?
What I would definitely say CPHI is taking everyone's feedbacks, everything that the industry is saying to us, and just expanding and building upon it. I can definitely speak within CPHI Europe, and what we intend to bring into Milan is just even a bigger show. We're taking, as you can see in Barcelona, we really took a careful look at the experience of the event. What we've done well for many years is connecting and networking, and that's why our attendees continue to come back. But we want to build on the experience of it. We don't want you to leave the event, it's just another business, it's just another business day, it's just another meeting. No, we want you to also have fun at our events. So on the show floor, you're seeing a lot of customer experience initiatives, you're seeing bands, music, the awards we're having more of a party session, and also building about what the industry needs. Our content sessions are catering to exactly what the industry is telling us. This year we had startups. We're doubling that for next year because we know that that's where the innovation is coming from, is from these startups. And in the past, it's hard for them to exhibit at such a show as CPHI. They can get lost, they can get buried. So we created this zone specifically for them. And I mean, honestly, it's not, I don't know if you saw, but
I
it
did.
was
I walked past
packed.
it in Hall 3. I know. You didn't know where it
Packed
was.
every single, yeah, it was like I was shocked, like, or from early in the morning to like the end of the day, super packed, super busy. So we're expanding on that next year and making sure that you get the innovations you need. We are definitely expanding on sustainability, and I really do want to thank all of the exhibitors that are helping and joining us in our sustainability efforts. But we are going to continue to expand upon that and build knowledge within sustainability, and we will continue to look into other markets. So Saudi Arabia is just a taste. We're also looking into maybe potential other markets that are even asking us to either come, or we see that there's a lot of
Sure.
potential and growth there. In Saudi, I'm most definitely looking forward to it, in just launching a new event. And sometimes exactly what we said, sometimes it can be difficult, not only for startups, but for particular regions to get the partners or the spotlight they need within CPHI Europe. So having these niche events within those markets, these geographical events within those markets, allow us to kind of make the right partners and connections and networking at that event. So definitely come to CPHI Middle East.
Fantastic. All right. Well, look, Sherma, it's lovely to see you. I wish you safe travels to Saudi Arabia on the weekend, and hopefully I'll see you in person either at Pharma Pack if you go, or at CPHI Worldwide. I keep saying worldwide, so he's embedded in my brain. CPHI Europe, Milan.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe even CPHI North America, which I hope to attend next year as well.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
so there you go, viewers. If you would like to know more about CPHI brand and the various events they've got, check out the link above my video and you'll be able to find loads of information on different events. Also, if you missed the 37 interviews I did at CPHI, check out the links
Yes.
above my video because they're all there. You can click on them and check out all the different wonderful exhibitors. I mean, they're just some, but they are wonderful exhibitors who were at CPHI and find out what they were talking about there as well. So, Sherma, it's lovely to see you genuinely. I look forward to hopefully catching up with you in person in not too distant future. And viewers, thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye bye.